Hey, everybody. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Sorry, I was on mute, I think. There we go. I see it's working. How's everybody doing? We are back. Go ahead and hit that like button while you're here if you haven't already. Let me see how many likes I have. 11. Got 20 viewers. Lurkers in the back. Go ahead and hit that like button for me. Just to know that you care somewhat about my content, right? It's okay. You don't have to be shy. I even like people that I like their videos, even if I don't really like their style. It's just courteous, Something you do. Hi, everybody. See, my chat. Let me get it fixed. I always forget to update my chat. See if that works. Woohoo! There it goes. Hey, Lauren, Lenny, Pooh. How you doing? Hello, my Shedlines. Welcome back, Brooklyn, Dory, Julia T, Eve. Make some loud noises tonight. I probably will. Or I will create others to make loud noises in reaction. That's okay. Julia, just tonight, in case I fall asleep, going on 18 hours here, you know what? Listen to me. You have a pretty good chance of falling asleep, especially at this time. This time of night. Cheap girl. Who did I miss? Crystal. Hey, girlfriend. Hey, everyone, eating ice cream, so I may not be able to type right away. That is A-okay with me. If I had some ice cream right now, I'd probably be very lazy on this live, honestly. That sounds so good right now, especially being pregnant. All I eat these days are pickles and ice cream. I did not have those cravings with little Eve, but with this one, it's just like all the salt, or all the sweets. It's very odd for me, but that's okay. Only the cool people hit the like button, right? All right. So let me get into what our discussion is for today. And it's pretty simple, actually. There are some things that had come up in these missing children's cases where I'm like, man, what are the obvious things? And why is this so difficult? To pick one that really a lot of people, they've covered, but really hasn't come to a conclusion as to what is it about. And I'm going to tell you, when it comes to Lina, Michael, and Summer, the one thing, and others, believe me, others, but specifically with these three, because we have at least this information, somewhat, is what were they wearing before they went missing? And is there anything odd or weird or different or conflicting about their outfits? And I think that it's a very important question, because that is what people are going to be looking for while searching. And they may end up, unfortunately, if they are deceased, which is a possibility, especially in Michael Vaughan's case, where they have pretty much said that they believe he is deceased, that those are the things that they're going to be looking for, is the item of clothing, the colors, the patterns, whatever they were wearing. Shoes, unless you're barefoot like Summer, allegedly. So the first case that I want to talk about is Lina. Because first of all, she doesn't get the as much attention as she deserves. But also there's not a lot to go off of either. But I want to update at least the bare minimum of what we know. And then go into what she was wearing. So let's look. National Missing and Exploited Children website, missingkids.org. Here's Lina. Cute little kid. Cute little thing. Says the mysterious disappearance of Lina Khil from San Antonio, Texas, was in the national spotlight once again when the NCMEC, teamed up with the hit television show On Patrol Live and shared new family photos of the missing 5-year-old. As part of NCMEC's ongoing partnership with the show on Reelz Network, Lina's case was featured on Friday, March 24, 2023, and captivated many viewers across the country. The feedback on social media about Lina's case has been amazing. Many viewers want to know how they can help Lina and her family. They seem genuinely sad to know that it's been more than a year without any answers. All right, so that was on March 24th, 2023, that it was on the Reelz Network on Patrol Live. Let's watch this.
Our missing segment. And Curtis, what do we got?
All right, OP Nation, we're going to need your help to find a missing Texas girl. On December 20th, 2021, 3-year-old Lina Khil disappeared from her apartment complex in San Antonio, Texas. She was last seen at a playground there and then simply vanished. It's a bizarre case that's made national headlines. Joining us now is Angeline Hartman from the National Center for Missing and
Welcome in,
Exploited
Circle
Children.
Jerk. Good to see you.
Angeline, what's the latest on this case?
Hi, Curtis. Lina's family is so grateful that we're talking about her on tonight's show. They sent us some pictures to share that have never been shared publicly before. It has been 15 long months since she was last seen. It was the early afternoon hours that day. She was with her mom. They were at the playground, and there were kids and other families there. And Lina's mom says that she turned around just for a few minutes, took her eyes off of Lina, and when she turned back, Lina was gone.
Angeline, do investigators have a theory? It's hard to imagine that Lina would be abducted out in the open like that, especially with so many people around.
Right, it is tough to imagine. We're talking about more than a dozen kids here. It's a familiar area. So did somebody abduct her in broad daylight? Police have not said that officially yet, but right now that seems to be the only conclusion.
How is Lina's family holding up? I can't imagine what they're going through.
Well, they're still distraught. Dad says that every day he's still looking for Lina everywhere. Mom wakes up every day and she has nightmares. She's still reliving that day. They have 2 young children, and so they're just trying to keep it together for the family. I just want to say that they are very grateful for this opportunity to share Lina's story. At this point, they're very worried that people will forget about her because it has been more than a year. So they're really counting on OP Nation to spread the word tonight.
Now, let's take another good look at Lina Khil. She's white, 4 feet tall, and weighed 55 pounds when she went missing, and has brown hair and brown eyes. If you've seen her or know anything about Lina's disappearance, please call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5678. There is so much support for this family. We're told that there's a $250,000 reward. That's all from donors and community support as well. A really amazing effort, but it would be so much better if they locate her.
Right, so we don't care if you want to do it for the money or if you want to just do it because it's the right thing to do. Whatever the reason, please, if you know anything, make that call.
All right. So, as Crystal stated, if you didn't see the comments that I put up on the screen here, so we're back to that story again. Yeah. So, unfortunately, there have been some back and forth and different theories per the dad, and timeline changes specifically on Lina's case. He was at work, then he was at home. Mom was only gone for 5 minutes. It was an hour. There was no footage. A year later, there is footage. So there's a lot of things going on with this case that have sparked a lot of questions in San Antonio, Texas. Now, the latest and greatest, excuse me, that I know to be the latest and greatest, there's not a lot on her case, but there is something interesting that I wanted to explain before going into the outfit, right? So the father of Lina Khil, the San Antonio girl that disappeared more than a year ago at age 3, see where the age goes kind of weird? I know it's been almost 2 years, but we all have our questions. Michael Vaughan, age 5, when he went missing, I think they put 50 pounds on his, and I believe on hers was 40 at 3. So, I mean, I guess that might be normal, but my little Eve wasn't even 40 pounds then. And he's stout. He's a tough little cookie. So I just never really understood that. Maybe it was a guesstimate. I'm not really sure. Understood. Hope you win, miss. I miss doing pool league. So much fun. Yep. So Crystal even states it. We were working on Lina's case one day, just going after it. And we were like, okay. Of course we would notice these things, right? Yeah, but it's the truth. She went to pray. Then she was on Dad's lap for 20 minutes right before she went outside to go play. But Mom was the only one home. So, yeah, 55 pounds at 3 years old. Whew. And I saw her her video of the CCTV that they finally released, and I'm not buying it. Something's odd about that. So, anyway, sorry, the dad agreed to take a polygraph test. Why did he agree to take a polygraph test, and why did it take so long? Well, the community was questioning a lot of things about the timeline differences and what they were saying. But the reps of the family said it was just lost in translation, literally, because they are from Afghanistan and their translation is being lost in a sense of the interpreter that they're using, which is a family friend that's within the community that supports them. So she disappeared from her playground near Northwest San Antonio Villas de la Cabo apartments during the afternoon of December 20th, 2021. San Antonio police invited her parents to take a polygraph test in the early months of the investigation. So I believe it was I want to say April 2022. March or April. However, they declined due to their fragile mental state. Now, this has changed. As unfortunate as this is, the story, rather. The fragile mental state was not what was originally put out there in the media for them declining it. It was that they had no interpreter per the family. They had no interpreter for the polygraph test. Now, we all know that the police or the FBI could arrange that very easily. But allegedly, they wanted the one that they wanted to use, which was the friend of the community. Do you see where we're going here? Let me check on chat and see where we're at, because I have seen a lot of comments, which I'm grateful for, believe me. Yeah, I hate that. I really do hate seeing these timeline changes, because the last year and a half of my life and many others' lives have been nonstop timeline changes, lies, as you know. So I'm like, here we go again. But I just want to put it out there that this is what is being said. Stevie says, don't want to derail the chat, but Eureka PD got in touch with Nikki. She is no longer considered missing. That's awesome. I definitely would check that out and make sure that that's right. Not that I don't believe you, but I got to confirm it. Nikki Alcaraz was missing with her boyfriend, the DV issues. The live that I just did covers a lot of that, but I really hope that she's not missing and she's found. Sassafras earlier said that she was doxxed because of her coverage on this case, which is insane to me. I'm so sorry that happened. Believe me, I understand your frustration and your pain with that. Personally, the Michael Vaughan case, but we'll get there. She says their culture acknowledges age by year of birth. I'm not going to pretend to understand the dynamics. Right. I get it. Totally understand. My Shedline says, yep, Nikki has been found and spoke to family. Tyler has been arrested. Wow. Definitely want to go over that and make a video to clear that up because I just got off a live about her. Cass says, allegedly her age may not have translated correctly when they moved to the U.S. Poor excuse in my opinion. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But I'm really glad. If that's confirmed and true, awesome. Oh, that's okay. I don't think they did. I fixed my microphone. I think it's a little bit better. If somebody can tell, let me know. I would not touch that with a 39.5-foot pole. That is a long pole. Okay, let's get back to Lina. So, fragile mental state was why they did not want to do the polygraph. Well, Crystal and I specifically both know that's not what they said before. That was not the reason. But it says now that's changed. Good Lord, with these advertisements. Did you not? Quote from the father, I am agreeing to do the polygraph test because in our community, the American community in San Antonio, people think I have done something to Lina. So even within their own community, which is a kind of like a religious / safe place for refugees in the Muslim community, or just the Muslim community in itself, specifically for refugees, right? Even they are like, what? So, Lina's father polygraph was initially slated for April 25th, but has been rescheduled as police search for a Pashto to English translator. See, they're working on it. I'm sure they had one, but they don't now. Also known as a lie detector test, a polygraph test attempts to note whether someone is being truthful by monitoring the suspect's heart rate, among other physical clues associated with lying. Even so, experts have questioned the accuracy of polygraph tests for years, and evidence from them is not admissible in Texas courts. Totally understand why. So, can show you where the actual rep for this family who did an age progression painting, which was, I'm going to be honest with you, a little odd, a little weird for me. All right. No offense to them.
Today is a solemn reminder
but let's listen.
of a day the Khil family will never forget. Lina Khil, who would have been 5 now, went missing 16 months ago on this day.
Countless searches have turned up nothing. The girl still has just vanished. She's a missing person. Marvin joins us now with an update. What's happening today, Marvin?
Good morning to you, Barry and Sarah. Kids 5 has been following this story since the very beginning, and at this point we have some information that we want to share with you. Like many of you, loved ones, law enforcement and a bevy of volunteers have put many hours into the search for this young girl, but she just has not been found. It's been fruitless. Lina disappeared from an apartment complex on Fredericksburg Road in December of 2021, just a few days before Christmas. Investigators found nothing to make them suspect foul play, but she has not been seen since. The family continues to highlight the case, holding out hope for some sort of answer. Today, at the Afghan Community Center, they are holding an observance to mark the 16 months since they've seen her in person. She's been gone just that long. They are expected to give an update on the investigation that starts at 11 a.m. The local nonprofit Eagles Flight Advocacy and Outreach will also be there.
There you go. That's what it is. Um, I don't know. What do you think? Okay, I'm speechless a little bit because I forget how alarming it just makes me feel. But there you go. That's me right now in emoji form. Just simply nope, says Brooklyn. Yeah. Right. Yep.
They got this sketch that you see there on the screen done back in January. A Houston sketch artist did this rendering of what she might look like today. So you can learn more about this case. We did an in-depth special on it on our KENS 5 Plus app dedicated to the search for Lina. Meantime, there is still a $250,000 reward.
So I want to show you the footage that they have.
1 year later and still no answers.
Yeah, we're talking about the case of Lina Khil, who disappeared a year ago today.
Looking at is the last known footage of 3-year-old Lina Khil. This video taken December 20th, 2021 at the playground from which she disappeared.
Okay. I wanted to make note of all of the other kids and what they were wearing. I looked it up, like the weather in December, because in Texas, listen to me, in Texas in December, it could be totally ass cold or balls hot. And I'm sincere about that. Like, it could be either one, right? So let me show you what the weather was so that you're like, why is she dressed with, like, she's got a lot going on. Okay. I wanted to show you this. Historic weather. So you can go to this website and put in, you know, the month and date and year, December 2021 weather history. All right. And she went missing around 5 something, I believe. Looking at the time. Would you please? God, these ads. Excuse me. So I'm guessing it's 80. We'll say 85. Sorry, we'll say 85 degrees. Whew. Okay, so in Texas, if it's 85, it feels like 97. Okay, the humidity is dank, it's rank, it's horrible. We got the Gulf. We call it the carcinogenic coast down here because of the oil. And anyway, it's muggy. And she's fully clothed. I mean, got dressed to the nines. And I'll get to that in a minute.
She was with her mother and her younger brother. At some point during the video, she walked off the screen.
In a pre-produced video marking the 1 year of her disappearance, San Antonio police say there are suspicious circumstances in connection with Lina's case. They followed up on hundreds of leads, but still none leading to Lina.
We've partnered with other local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies to follow up on all the leads.
San Antonio police declined to talk on camera beyond the video released on YouTube, nor were we able to arrange an interview with the FBI. A nonprofit group, Project Desist, has also been generating and following up on leads. Its director, retired FBI agent Abel Pena, says there's a high likelihood Lina walked off with someone.
We're not certain whether she walked off willingly, but we do know that she may have been familiar enough with the people that she felt comfortable walking with them.
Rewards offered by Crime Stoppers and the Islamic Center of San Antonio total $250,000. Pam.
Now, the reason why it's so important about her just kind of feeling comfortable to me is because it almost seems like she was waiting around in that footage. She was kind of looking up. The last frame, it's like she's kind of looking up. And that's it. She walks away out of the camera view. This is one of the neighbors' Ring cameras. Not the Khil family, but a neighbor. And poof, almost like she was comfortable, almost like she was dressed to go somewhere. And there is something very specific that she was wearing that I want to go over. And I am not an expert in the Muslim community and their traditions, in a sense, other than the basics. So if anybody from that community can explain to me what I'm about to bring up, please do in the comments or give me an email at eveeptalk@gmail.com. I really would like to know, but I think it's important.
3-year-old Lina Khil. This video taken December 20th, 2021 at the playground from which she disappeared.
She was with
Pam Allen of Eagles Flight Advocacy and Outreach has stayed close with Lina's family the past year.
They still are standing very firm on their faith and their hope that they're going to hold their daughter again.
But it's hope that's going to need some help.
Now, I have tried to reach out to Pam from the Eagle Advocacy. Not one time has she ever gotten back with me on any questions or anything related to Lina, helping for advocacy, posters, all those things. Not one time since February of 2022. I don't know why, but I would assume she's just a busy lady, right? Cass says it's not the heavy clothes to me that's suspicious. It's the fact that she was dressed so formally correct, from her clothing to her. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we talked about that the other day, and this is what the reward is $225,000. Isn't that wild? That's a lot of money. And where is that coming from? I mean, really, where is that coming from? That's a lot of money. Is that a grant? That tipped me off from the jump too, but that's really not my concern today. Oh, wow. Sass said that does not surprise me, but I won't go into it today. But yeah, reach out to me because it does not surprise me. It doesn't. Now, there was a Facebook message that I did find, excuse me, that I thought was very interesting and weird at the same time. Let me pull it up real fast. I'm going to leave that here for your eyes if you want to read it. If it will load. There you go. There it is. So, real quick, the FBI believes Lina was abducted, even though they say they don't know for sure. 4:49 p.m. and 5:07 p.m. Lina's family called police at 7:15 p.m., which is about a 2-hour and 10-minute window. Understood. Yeah, Lenny. Crazy, huh? Shani says, weren't they supposed to be going to a family party that day and that's why she was dressed up? I have no earthly idea. I always thought it was because she liked wearing that dress, but there is something about it. Yeah, it seemed like it. It seemed like it. Mm-hmm. For sure. All right. So the comment that I wanted to bring up that I thought was odd was this. You know, I got receipts. I don't play around. You know? So, I'm just going to get them all lined up here for you. I work hard for the channel. So hit the like for my channel. Eve works hard for her channel, so you better treat her right. That's right. All right. So remember real quick. Sorry, I know I'm jumping around, but this is important because Lina is important, damn it. She matters. She matters. So remember when we said that the fragile mental state was for the reason of the lie detector test? Right? There is no communication from San Antonio Police Department on what they are doing, says the dad. There is no information sharing on what's going on through the case. Police say, that's not true, sir. We've been in constant contact with you. But he goes, no. So how about this? Why don't we do that lie detector test? Okay. But let me say, the PD was like, but let me tell you my side of the story before you do all that. Right? So a public information officer with San Antonio PD emailed this statement. Our detectives have been in communication with Lina's family, the latest being as recent as last week. They have responded to Lina's family whenever the family has reached out. Our detectives continue working the case diligently, following up on any new leads. Da-da-da-da-da. But in this little section here, yesterday, he, quote, investigator, texted him again that we will have the polygraph test on the 25th of April. But they have not mentioned the time or address. This is the dad. I am agreeing to, or the rep for the dad, excuse me. I am agreeing to do the polygraph test because in our community, they think I have done something to her. We have agreed to the polygraph. So here they are admitting that they denied it at the beginning. But the rep is like, no, we couldn't find a translator. That was the only issue. That's not true. That's not true. You denied it for your fragile mental state. Now, because the pressure is on, which is normal, this happens in missing children's cases where the public wants to know if you failed or passed your poly. Now the heat is on and they want to take it. Right? Okay. So, this person says, whoever has her, I hope guilt and paranoia eats them up so bad. She's just a baby. Now, this other lady, I don't know the validity of this, but I would assume she's telling the truth. She says, FBI was at my shop this week. They have a person of interest, but wasn't even interested in my client list. They claim they know who was in my shop. He was in my shop and only wanted to see camera footage. Didn't even ask me about the records of who was in my shop that day. All right. Everybody's like, oh, spill the tea, sis. And they go, she goes, yeah, around 5:45 is when this suspect came in. And she goes, thanks for the time. Wow, how far is your shop from where she went missing from? She goes, 5 minutes down the road. They interviewed all the shops where mine is at. Unfortunately, mine was the only one that they say he went to. But they keep saying person of interest doesn't mean he committed a crime. I thought that was very interesting. I don't know what shop she's referring to. Could be any kind of shop in San Antonio. But allegedly it is someone within that group. I can't confirm that, can't tell you exact. But it's someone around the family in that community that they're a part of, allegedly. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. Yep, Lenny. Toss a coin to the Eve. Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't sound right either. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. Mm-mm. Now, on to my point of the whole entire live, specifically for Lina. Cute little girl. Now, she was wearing that very nice dress with this little kind of like a shawl thing that goes with it, with real gold earrings. Real gold. Very nice jewelry. This is just my opinion. She's dressed to the nines. She is dressed to the nines, y'all. She was also wearing this thing right here. Hold on, I gotta start over. And if I butcher this, y'all, I am so sorry to the Muslim faith. I don't mean to offend at all. I promise. I just really Southern country hick blamed me on that. But this right here, this necklace, time and time again, I have noticed that the pictures that they're putting out of her really hone in on this necklace. And I was thinking, and what she was wearing, which is great. That's what you're supposed to do. But it was like, please take notice of this, right? And I was like, well, what is the meaning of all of these things she was wearing? And it's called a tarwees. And I'm so sorry if I butchered that. I did not mean to butcher that. But I think that's what it's called. It's jewelry, but it's like an amulet, a taweez, excuse me. Let me open this up. So over and over again, you see and hear this. Picture was taken on the day that she went missing. She was wearing bracelets of a blue and gold tone. The earrings are real gold. She was wearing a taweez, which is an article that has verses from the Quran worn around the neck. Please do not stop praying. Now, when I researched this, it is a very hot topic debate in the faith because some see it as haram or blasphemous. Some see it as kind of like a witchery, if you will. And some believe that it's okay. In their faith, how they practice it, it seems like they're okay with the taweez. Now, I looked it up and I was like, well, okay, what are the different views on this then? Right? And pull it up. This is another picture of like a normal one where it's like a little pouch, right? And it has these, put different things in there, but typically it's a verse from the Quran. Let me pull up the article that I found. In layman's terms, it's an amulet or locket worn for good luck and protection. Common in South Asia. It's sometimes worn by certain Muslims with the belief of getting protection or blessings by virtue of what is within it. Most times you will see a piece of paper with a Quranic verse and du'as, people, to keep for protection. It is also used in some Islamic traditions to reunite lovers or to return a lost ex-lover. Crazy, huh? So a lot of times when people are actively wearing this is a protection. There is something that is needed or demanded within the life of the person wearing it. I don't see a little 5-year-old girl wearing that on their own. So this was something that the mother or the father did for her. What do you guys think about that? Weird. Glad you're back. Oh, to spell it, it's Taweez. I'll put it in the... It's spelled differently. So when you Google it, it's either two. Like you could do Tawiz, and some people spell it Taweez. I think that there is something interesting that this keeps getting brought up over and over and over again. So maybe there's something to it. Circle Jerk says, I have a lot of good friends who are Muslim. One family are Syrian refugees. Dad is an orthodontist. In my experience, Muslim Americans are flashy. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And they like the colors. They're vibrant, very vibrant. But typically, you're going somewhere when you're going out in public to be seen when you're really dressed to the nines. And that's what I think she looks like. But she's also a little girl. It's very hard to say. But I do find in my intuitional sense that there is something very important about that Taweez amulet. Speaking from someone who literally has every crystal known to man and literally collects them all the time. Julie says, I didn't get into this case, but I do feel like a male took her revenge on mom. Here's the problem. 2 hours to not call the police is, it could be a custom thing. It could be because the man needs to take charge of that because she can't speak to police, or she's, there are customs that you got to respect. But when it comes to your child, you do what you got to do, right? But look, yeah, she's not dressed to play at the park 100%. And she looks at somebody like she knows them. So typically when you're abducted, let's just say by someone, it's going to be someone that the family knows, that the child's comfortable with. And if it's a predator, unknown predator, they are also likely to have some connection, some way, somehow to that child. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think you should look at the community that they are involved in 100%. There are some sketchy players there. And that's honestly all I can say on Lina's case. And I wish I had more, but that's where we're at. And I do believe that hopefully they're still looking in that direction. Because I do feel like they are. There's little hints here and there that I pick up on in these articles. But all right. Summer, Moon, Utah, Wales, and Michael Vaughan. It is time to discuss what I feel is very odd in both of their cases. And they're more similar than Lina, and Lina deserved her own time. What do we know about Summer and Michael's case in a sense of what they were wearing the last time they were seen? Well, we know Summer was wearing a pink top and some shorts and was possibly barefoot, right? But the last video that we allegedly see her, or that we see, which is the alleged last video, is her in the back of Grandma's truck. Candace is driving, and she's wearing a full-ass zip-up jacket that goes with her. It was her first day of school outfit that she decided to wear that day on June 15th. After swimming all day, there's been a lot of theories as to why would you ever let a child wear a jacket in that kind of weather? It was hot. I have done as much research as I can on this, and I still come back to the conclusion of shit gets weird with kids. Like, they just do things that you don't understand. They wear things you don't understand. It's very easy to get caught up in the what ifs, how comes, why so. And I can't answer that. I can only go by what the parents say, which is why I am so crucial on them and what they say. With Michael Vaughan, it's a little different for me because there are conflicting statements from the parent, one of the parents, about the other parent and what Michael was wearing last. And I'll give you an example. So, wait a moment, let me pull it up. I pull up everything last second because I don't prepare properly. That's my fault. It's my fault. I'm pulling up the multitude of statements that we have all collected over time. Shout out to you know who for combining all of these Fruitland PD press releases. You the bomb, girl. You know who you is. All right. So, Michael. First thing out the gate with Michael. Last seen wearing a light blue Minecraft shirt and dark blue boxer briefs with sandals. 50 pounds, 43 inches tall. Da-da-da-da-da, we all know. Michael was last seen walking eastbound on Southwest 9th Street at approximately 6:45 on July 27th. Blue Minecraft shirt, black boxer type shorts, and flip-flops. A lot of people, when they were sharing this information, it was blue shorts, dark blue shorts. It was flip-flop. It never really was flip-flops in my opinion that I can remember. It was always sandals. Then it was flip-flops. Then it was this, then it was that, then it was this, then it was that. Dark blue Minecraft shirt. I even saw a video that said Pac-Man. This was like the day he went missing or the day after. Scared me to pieces. This girl with this like shaved head was reading from a paper that she got from like flyers that were handed out and put on the cars. She's like a local. And she said Pac-Man shirt. And I have yet to confirm by anybody where that shit came from. I think it's actually on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. Because I think that is interesting. And these things do matter. They absolutely do matter. To be cleared up and to be told, hey, that's not right. Right? Here it is.
Wearing a light blue Pac-Man shirt and dark blue briefs. If you have any information about Michael Joseph Vaughan, known as Monkey and MJ2, his family and friends.
Oh, and I'd love to talk about the MJ thing.
Wearing a light blue Pac-Man shirt and dark blue briefs. If you have any information about Michael Joseph Vaughan, known as Monkey and MJ2, his family and friends, please contact Fruitland Police Department, Idaho. Thank you, and I will keep you guys updated. Fruitland Police Department, Vaughan, known as Monkey and MJ2, is 50 pounds.
So she was citing exactly what FPD said on the presser, except there was a change, except for what he was wearing. That was the only difference. I read it word for word differently, comparing rather the original FPD to her. And the only thing that was different was the Pac-Man and the, light blue shorts or dark blue shorts. Whew. It kind of tripped me out. And you know, when I burp like this, it's spiritual spidey senses going off. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Like something's wrong. And it is. There's something wrong. That was allegedly a mistake. Obviously. But there was no rhyme or reason as to why. Because nobody else should have known about that. Unless you were directly either involved or were close to the family, close to Michael, and that was just what you were thinking of at the time. But I have never got confirmation or clearance as to why that happened. Not once. But he did wear a Pac-Man shirt. Sure did. See what Cass said. They may be true for solely a criminal investigation, but it's a missing child's case. They had to put out the clothing ID because they needed help finding him. Right. Julia says, remember someone said that he was wearing boxer shorts? He probably was if he woke up that morning and wasn't a reporter. Yep. It was odd. Very odd. So, going back to something that was odd in a sense of the parents speaking on it, on what he was wearing. Let's pull that up. I have to. One moment, please. Wish I had my elevator music right now. I bet I could find it. Cass says Ellie has not released that they have found clothing of Michael's. Correct. Not yet. Not that we're aware of. That is correct. Yep. Give me like a minute. Okay, it's like a raver hold music. I think that'll suffice. Thank you for waiting. And didn't lose a single viewer. Yes. It was the music, wasn't it? Just kidding. It was horrible. Horrible. So there was a video that wasn't put out yet, obviously, as of January 2022. And Brandi goes, I want you guys to watch a video. I haven't put it out, but it has pictures of the exact boxers Monkey was wearing, which would be so helpful because it was really not cleared up for a long time until someone had to literally ask Fruitland PD, is this the damn outfit? And they were like, yeah. That was what the parents told us. It was very frustrating. I mean, frustrating. For a lot of people, because we were really just wanting to figure it out. And this is what FPD said about the poster. When asked about, okay, what outfit, dang it? And they were like, this is the poster with the shirt as originally posted. As far as we are aware, this is the information that has been posted since the incident occurred. The shirt depicted in the poster was what Michael's mother and father said he was wearing. Now that has been up for debate. That's like literally when you Google this Minecraft shirt, like blue Minecraft shirt, that's the first one that popped up at that time. Now, there was a tweet back in the day, April 1st, 2022, that was put out. And somebody goes, I think the wrong description was given out from the very start of what Monkey was really wearing. On purpose or on accident, I'm not sure. And the reason why they said that was because Brandi states in a group message, that Tyler was so frantic, told the police dark blue. I put out a detailed description of what he was wearing when I left. They weren't going anywhere, so Tyler didn't make him get dressed, and it was effing hot. So in this context, he was so frantic that he told police dark blue, I'm assuming, shorts. That's where the blue came from. But in fact, let's look and see exactly what he was wearing. I can tell you from my understanding. Pull it up. Videos. Sorry, one second. I won't make you listen to that horrible hold music, I promise. Not again. Do. Sorry, one second. It might upset some viewers. So warning on that. Jen Hannah, if this is too much for you, please. There we go. So you see here, a full screen on this. There's Michael, MJ, known to family. These are the boxers. And just to prove, that these are the more accurate ones. I don't see a lick of blue on them. But yeah, for someone who was there all day, I don't know how you could mistaken the two. Just my opinion. He was frantic. It was hot. Let me check up with chat. There was something interesting I saw that just flashed on my screen. Who was wearing a Batman shirt? That was what the lady said Michael was wearing. Reading from a paper she got from the PD. Because the entire clip of her, the one with the bald head, she was reading from a statement from like a flyer that was put on her car, like literally the second or third day. So it was a very specific flyer. And I've heard about these things, these flyers that were posted on cars, but I don't think it was the ones that the family was putting up. I really don't. I think it was from the police, and they were specifically placed in certain areas. And then I never saw anything or heard anything else about it. So I cannot tell you with 100% certainty about them, but that's exactly what she was reading off of. So he is wearing black Minecraft boxers with green stitching, not blue. Not dark blue. They are boxer briefs that he got for his birthday a month and 3 days prior. See the little Minecraft guy? That. Sure. I will give you, yes, absolutely. Let me get the flyer up. Sure thing. speaking of flyers, we probably need to go over that too. Oh, because I have a bone to pick. Right there. That's the Idaho Missing Persons Clearinghouse. That is the poster that they're telling everyone to look at. That is what they're telling. There are no boxers on there. But it does say, it did update later to say black boxer briefs with lime green stitching with size 11 flip-flop sandals. Last seen around Southwest 9th Street in Fruitland. This photo was taken 1 month prior to last seen date. So around his birthday. Okay. Clear as mud. It's hard to tell. And Jen says, right, which is why we didn't always put regular shorts on them. They fit like shorts. Yeah, and I totally get that. I am not judging, or I don't feel like that's weird at all. It's hot. Why care? It's the summertime. I'm not disputing that at all. It looked like a flower pot he's holding. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could confuse it, but I can tell you that for a fact that Dad was there. Dad was aware of the gifts being given on his birthday. Do they look blue? Even I got a dragon. And he's so adorable. Oh, and anybody wondering, there is a scooter back here. Just want to let you know. It's irrelevant, though, apparently. Or so they say.
Who is that, baby? Oh, he said, what do you got? I even got Minecraft. Underwear. Yay. What'd you get, Buggy? I got different Minecraft underwear. Ooh.
He is so happy about those. That's like the best choice, Mom, Dad. So, now, what do we do with this? What do we do with Summer's pink top shorts or pants? Or we don't really know for sure, but we do know in Summer Wells's case that there is a jacket that has been sitting in a box of Summer, a box of Summer's things for the longest time with friend Kathy. Remember that? It wasn't with law enforcement. And then, Candace saying, you stole it. You didn't let me have it. And if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, let's go look. I can show you. At the end of the day, there is always, in these three cases, there has, specifically Summer and Michael, there has been some issues or some concerns about, and confusion about what they were wearing. And mishmashing of information, excuses. And I don't understand it. Unless there may have been some substances that would make you feel like you couldn't remember. Right? I don't know. Shout out to Nana's Angels for this the footage that I'm going to use. Nana's _angels. I do sometimes get frustrated with other creators, but that doesn't mean that I don't listen because of my own lack of whatever my problem is that day, or my problem with them. So here, that jacket that Kathy had in the box for Summer that was made with her bow tie, hair ties, and all those things. And that was also in the video, where she's asleep in the back seat on the milk jugs, right? Okay. So we all know that, right? I'm really upset at the fact that it's not with law enforcement, or wasn't with law enforcement until she was found. Yeah, the shadow box. The VK Stir 000. What's going on with the Wanderers? Are they even suspects? They are still considered suspects from my knowledge. Oh, thank you for reminding me about the what was it called? Flyer that was recently approved by law enforcement, even though they said only check with the Fruitland Facebook page, Fruitland PD Facebook page, to confirm things like that. But one sec. Very confusing. It was from Ray Sunshine, which is Jacqueline Matthews, her bestie, Brady's bestie, basically saying that the new and improved poster for Michael that has no information except for the like where he was from, his age, was approved by law enforcement. And I would really like for someone to tell me if they know for a fact that it was approved by law enforcement. And I'd be very concerned anyway because of the lack of information. I'm getting there. Hold on, guys. All right. Here it is. It's very concerning. This stuff happens in Michael Vaughan's case a lot, where random things are just something that Ellie said and they never did, or they never confirmed it anyway. And then it come to find out it was not true. So that's why I'm questioning this. Updated flyer from Michael. Has this been approved by Ellie? It has been. Per Jacqueline Matthews, Ray Sunshine. And here's what it is. If you know anything about those involved in Michael's disappearance or his whereabouts, please come forward. Michael deserves to be found. 208-642-6006, $52,000 reward for suspects. What? Imagine you're looking at that for the first time. Not knowing anything about Michael Vaughan at all. And that's the info you get. You're like, what? Who? I just don't see it. And it's concerning that this would be something they would approve. But if they are, I mean, kudos, whatever. It's whatever. But I don't know why they would. There's not a lot of information on here. And that's happened a lot. Like I said. No. Yes, but getting back to Sarah and Wondra, no charges related to Michael Vaughan's case that we're aware of has been charged on her. None. They dropped the failure to report a death because of her loony boony. God told me who did it and where he's at, and they never found Michael in the backyard that we are aware of. So right now we're really at square one, except for the fact that they're still calling Sarah and Stacy Wandra, Brandon Shirtliff, and Adrian Lucene suspects. That's all we know. Now, Summer Wells is... we got Marlena Crawford coming back up lately. And look, Marlena's suspect. Look, I've always had her in my back of my mind, the Crawfords in general. Okay. They've always been there. Then you have Crystal Spencer, who JLR stated she was in jail recently. I don't know if that's true either. there's a lot of people around Summer Wells' case that are coming back up. But I'm going to tell you something. For people to have been around, living with the Wells or being around them that day that she went missing or days before, nobody seems to really know or talk much about Summer and what she was doing. And if they do, it's 2 years too damn late. Like right now. There always seems to be something new popping up. Something new to say, something new to dive into. Don't buy into that shit. That's a tactic. It's an old tactic. I have seen it in especially John Benet Ramsey's case. There was always something. And this was really before the internet was like huge. But not only that, Kaylee Anthony. There was always something new. Always something to consider. And typically from mama. And in Summer Wells' case, it sounds like dad. So take it with a grain of salt. Listen, observe, but don't confirm. Don't be biased. We don't really know. We don't know. We can only assume. Right. No kidding. So, the finale, the last 15 minutes, we're going to talk about something very important that has recently come up. And it's about the recordings and the information that has been released, not only from myself, but from others surrounding Michael Vaughan's case and the family. Maybe not friends, but people who have looked over the case at least. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I want your opinion on how you feel about what I have done or other people have done. Because it's not going to matter anyway, the Summer Wells case and what it has allowed, what people have allowed it to do to their own selves and their own minds and thoughts. Corrupting other kids' cases by being biased and indifferent for no reason and not listening and doing an injustice and disservice to Michael Vaughan just because you don't want to open your ears. I don't care about your opinions on why. I don't care about your opinions on the what. What was released. None of my concern. My concern is hoping and praying that FPD and the law and every single law enforcement agency who's working on Michael's case and any missing children's case is doing the right thing. Back in November of 2021 and December of 2021, there was not much discussion of Michael Vaughan's case in a sense of YouTube. It was a lot of it was on Twitter, and it was very, what's the word? Excluded from national news coverage. It was 35 days in until it finally went national on News Nation. Okay. And that was like pulling teeth. And that's the video of you see Brandi Neal with Buggy on her hip saying he knocked there, and she's just pointing her head at these different houses. And we're like, damn, which one? Who was that? And any curious sleuth would be like, I don't know, I don't understand. Can we get some more information? Happy to oblige at the time until questions got tough. But there was people, specifically one person who really, in my opinion, and your opinion on it is one way or the other, but my opinion is that I believe that this friend, they call her Krusty over there at Purple's, Phoenix, channel, but I'm going to call her Crystal because that's her name. She befriended Brandi and other girls in the group who ironically was doing the same thing she was doing when things weren't adding up, like the Chris Madonna interview and switching the story and helping the timeline. And then whenever her conscience couldn't take it anymore, that's when certain recordings, which is legal in her state. Legal. She didn't do anything wrong. Legally. Now, if you want to say morally, that's on you. I don't care. Leave your opinion on it over there. But the reason for it was because it wasn't making sense anymore. That's exactly what happened in the Summer Wells case. That's exactly what happened in the Casey Anthony and Kaylee Anthony case. That's exactly what happened in all of these cases. It's happening. It's happening anyway. But she was targeted. Specifically, hardcore targeted. All right. And she had to go off of social media for a whole year about Michael's case. She'd pop in every once in a while, talking about Crystal once in a while. But she literally could not talk about it publicly, or anytime she did, she got crucified by the PR rep LaWanda Westbrook and crazy ass Crystal Jewel, aka Hope Remains. Nope, everybody knows who you are, girl. Quit hiding behind that fake Facebook name. So anyway, those things, when they were plopped into many people's laps in the sense of people were having questions as to why Brandi was freaking the hell out on Twitter Spaces and refusing to get Tyler on to ask questions for. He's a soft, cuddly teddy bear, and he's a sissy la la, and whatever you want to call it. He's shy. If you don't think that that is concerning, and you wouldn't do the same thing as to perk your ears up and push that record button when shit really didn't make any sense, you're a liar. And you're a damn fool. And you never really were there for that child anyway. Because that's, at the end of the day, what matters. Not your feelings about the lies that are literally being told in front of not only many people, but ex-law enforcement who eventually worked on Michael's case, Chris Madonna. Thank God for that recording of Chris Madonna coaching Brandi on how to tell the public that they don't look dirty by Tyler failing 2 polygraphs. Thank God that was recorded. Could you imagine? If it was any other way. But you have Dawn and Candace allegedly passing it. Brian Enton said that's what Lawson said. They didn't give a shit. Nobody cares about those past polys, but maybe the select few over in critters doing harm on the farm. They're cash cow. That's all they have. Nobody cared about those past polygraphs, but everybody cares about the audacity to release coaching a parent on how their husband failed their polygraphs and what to do. To not look, quote unquote, what was his words? Dirty. Get out of here. Get out of here. Michael Vaughan first. So here's what happened. There was a big ass rant that came out of nowhere against Crystal, who hasn't said anything publicly at all unless she's in my chat. And that's my business, nobody else's. She has a freedom of speech. Now, she doesn't have the freedom of the consequence, but I can guarantee you she has paid way more than she should have ever had paid for just speaking up. I don't think she should have paid any atonement. It was wrong to go after her like that. She sat there and literally made the timelines for the parents that kept ever changing, only to get shit on and it used against her later. And I will say, fuck you for that, y'all, over there in Brandyland. Fuck you for that. Horrible. Not okay. Absolutely despicable. So you want to hear the rant? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear the rant of Brandi Neal against Crystal and what she has quote unquote done to the family. I'll wait.
Yep.
You best get to driving then.
You're the one who said you wanted to come.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Dang. I have farm y'all around me. Could just grab y'all for the love.
Yep.
Now, let me tell you. Thank you for the ones in the chat, but I was going to do it anyway. But this one right here admits to starting it, along with Callie Dime, which is Stacey Downer, who is and was part of the group of people who was recording and was okay with it. And it's very ironic that these people around her, the family, are still cool. Everything's cool. And out of nowhere, a year later, boom, shit hits the fan. So why? Right? Why? Well, tell you. And just to prove my point about her knowing that's, well, Stacey knowing that it was happening. Give me just a second, I'll tell you. And Kinsey, who is a county clerk for Ada County, which is Boise. So here's Stacey. She's in labs chats. She's in the interview rooms chats. She's in the chats. She's in the chats, y'all. She's all up in it. So here is Crystal stating in a different chat that, hey, we're recording Chris Madonna talking because Brandi said thank you for doing that. She was cool with it. But there were things being said that didn't make sense that were being brought up that they didn't hear before. And they were like, really? So anyway, or this could have been actually the Labs Live, which Brandi was drunk on. And they would, if you go watch that from February 2022, you'll see Brandi shift her eyes over to her right, our left, while the person that made the timeline is giving her a thumbs up like, yes, that's correct. Good job. Coaching her to make sure she gets the timeline right when she wasn't there in the first place all day. Yeah, that's sus, dude. And if you don't think that is, and you think that somebody should just not say anything, you're insane. And it does piss me off. So, yeah, here's Stacey saying, you're so effing smart. You sneaky bitch. Great job recording that shit. Laugh out loud. I think she got scared at first, but I knew your ass was recording. That was Kinsey. Well, they were doing it too. They were doing it too. So just know that. Now, this Dree chick is a supporter of Brandi's, and I'm going to be honest with you. The entire time reviewing some of the stuff that has come to light that you guys don't know about, it was basically them just bashing the shit out of Dree. This chick right here who said they're going to go shit in Crystal's AC fan, which is disgusting. Disgusting. You nasty, nasty wench. Who does that? Because she is so needy all the time, and if it's not about her, she cries, throws a fit, and then blames her bipolar on it, whatever. I don't even know. And I don't care. But this is who started it. But they're going to make it seem like it was their fault and not Brandi's. No, it was very well rehearsed, well known. And Miss Phoenix, knew damn well what was going to happen.
Yep. You best get to driving then.
You're the one who said you wanted to come.
Brandy's finna tell somebody. One of those rocks. The same time that Purple.
You can put your foot on my dashboard and hang
literally
around
propped up on my crib. No.
Message, you dumb.
Rolling, sweetie. Hi.
Oh, well, yeah, sorry, I need to breathe. I was screaming the whole way home driving. Dree knows my language very, very well. And, okay. My shoulder sucks. I have to go to the doctor. I fell last night. I tripped over a laundry basket while I was vacuuming and took the corner of the wall out with my bad shoulder blade.
Oh, see, I'm not poo. We're fucking clumsy. We're not fucking idiots.
Did you have a
so right. I have it taped up.
Oh.
I've got it taped right now. I'm gonna have to. I've got a really full work schedule ahead of me, so I'm just gonna have to figure something out. Cause ice, lots of ice.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
So,
I know you came up with a reason, but I just wanted to make sure you're okay.
Thank you. Not really, but I appreciate that. I can't feel it right now because my cheeks are.
Now, let me preface this because, Chris, you're right. If she cared about Brandi, she would have been blocked. Crystal. But go to 6 Up Media, I believe, or no. It was Circle Jerks Live, where Callie Dime, Stacey Downer, admits to baiting her. Admits to it. You want to know how I know that? First of all, she put it in the chat on Circle Jerks Live about this situation and other things. But also, it's in the comments in this video. Would you like to see? Yeah, I would too. So, I did it. I got every single comment because this is not good at all. This is horrible. To blame somebody else for your bullshit. Apparently, there's someone in chat attempting to be relevant again. How cute. Hey, Krusty, we know you're lurking, stalking, and have little bish spies. I don't even know how Crystal found out. I think somebody tipped her off, and then somebody tipped me off. That's how it always works. We do not watch this shit show of a channel. We really don't. But we do get alerted. That's for dang sure. Sometimes we don't want to be. But at the very beginning, Brandi says, check your messages to this Kelly Dime Stacey Downer chick. So it was like, hey, heads up. Bitches are stirring like a mofo right now. Here they come. It must be feeding time. Dree, have you been drinking? She tends to drink a lot. Well, F, the cat's out now, says Stacey, meaning, well, information's out. Has the audacity, this Callie Dime, to say Crystal is the one who pretended to be our friend and recorded our conversation. She's a real bitch. Do we forget, Stacey? Do we forget the message you just said on, was it February of 2022? Or January, one of those two? Where you're encouraging it? Yeah, we forget about those things. We forget real quick. So, just like she said she was going to send the phone in to the FBI, right, Crystal? Which, because of the amount of concerning things that were listened to and recorded, hell yeah. She goes, I know the phone still works. How much do you want for it? How much do you want for it? Why do you care about how much the phone is if it's irrelevant and it has nothing, if they're innocent, right? Why do you care? How do you know it's not with law enforcement? Then she says something about $300. Like, what is it going to take for you to get it to the to Fruitland PD, specifically the lead detective, which is Juanita Keller? And I wouldn't trust her if I threw her. But yeah, no, seriously though, Crystal, how much do you want for that phone? $300? Will that be enough for you to send it to Fruitland Police Department? Specifically, the detectives on Michael's case? If they needed it, ma'am, they would request it. If they needed it, they would have got a search warrant for it. Why are you worried about it, though, is my question. Was it because of what I just showed, ma'am? That you are complicit in these recordings, knowing very well they were going on? Or were you simply telling her already? Maybe were you tipping Brandi off about it? I don't know. I doubt it. Highly doubt it. By the way, she says, recording us. Ma'am, get out of here. Get out of here. So let me get to the comment that matters. So then Brandi at 30 minutes later, I'm coming up. How dare Crystal come into my safe space and call me out? I'm going to call her out. When they were talking shit about her, literally saying that they were going to come to Ohio and shit in her AC fan. That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life, by the way. And not only that, Dree, the friend, confirms that that's what Brandi said they're going to do. Brandi was cool with it. If you think that she's not cool with everything that goes on with her people around her, you're an idiot. Because she's typically the one that starts it or finishes it, in a sense. That is the behavior that's been going on in a missing child's case, her own missing child's case, while the dad is fucking vanished. But nobody cares. And you want me to sit here and take your beatings and take the bullshit that you're sending my way? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not how it works here. And it will stop, like I have been telling you. And that goes for you too, Purple.
Like on fire. Can you see how angry I am?
Yeah.
I love you.
What's going on, love?
I love you. So that friend that was in chat tonight, ex-friend, I should say, that befriended me, and recorded me, and the friend that spoke out against Brandi. You evil, evil, evil witch. You have done nothing for Michael, and you've done nothing for my family, and I haven't said a damn word about your
Lies. She actually has. It's called getting your flying monkeys to do it for you. Because that's what you're good at. Like, oh, I have information that the babysitter, for instance, is at this bar. Go barstool check her. Let's go fuck with her. Is that what you said, Brandi Neal? Who has been telling people over and over and over that the babysitter had Pastor Polly's and was seen on camera during the time Michael vanished? But you still allowed it, didn't you? You still allowed the bullying and then even fucked with her after. And let's not get started with the pillow.
sorry self. I have kept everything that you did to my family, my entire family, extended and close, and my friends. And then all of y'all little Twitter twats that sit over there on your pedestals.
Hey, ayo. Sorry.
Oh, play victim. You lying little witches. All of you. Every last one of you. How many times have you called CPS? Oh, you haven't called since March. How many times before that? How many days, nights, hours, and hours and hours you spent on the phone with me, listening to me cry, listening to my heart break every fucking moment?
That is true. That Crystal, and I'm sure the other girls, stayed on the phone for hours. Their heart broke with her. That's why they were so committed and close. It wasn't to record her. That was before that. Crystal and I don't know about the others, but from what I understand, and I'm not going to speak for her and say it's fact, so you can ask her yourself. But from what I was told, she never even asked about timelines and things until Brandi was struggling online. Brandi was in knee deep in some social media backlash from hell, which I have on my channel. You could go look at it anytime you want, and needed help. And this girl did that. That timeline that was used, part of that was Crystal's. The one that Brandi said, yep, good, it's good to go. Use it on Twitter and on YouTube. Michelle Walks even used it, not realizing that it was the same person she was talking shit on that she was using the timeline for. How ironic. How ironic. Made me giggle. Made me giggle a lot. And then be devastated that this is where we're at in Michael Vaughan's case, because Dawn and Candace can't act fucking right and be truthful. And people can't make their own decisions on different cases because their head's up their butt. That's what it is. If you don't like that, too bad. Where is this rage for the suspected four? All right.
Releasing stuff to people that involve to Michael's case. Since March. How many times before that? How many days, nights, hours, and hours and hours you spent on the phone with me, listening to me cry, listening to my heart break every fucking moment, releasing stuff to people that involve to Michael's case.
Would that happen to be the Fab Four? We call them the Unfab Four, actually. What do you mean we release things for Look, if detectives are giving you any information that you are referring back to someone else, okay, I highly doubt what they're telling you is going to affect the case in a sense of those four getting a heads up on anything. Because not one thing we have released, they have called and said, don't say that. Don't do that. How could you? Nothing. Nothing. It was irrelevant. And if you're innocent, and your man's innocent, and I hope to God you are, and Papa Bob and everybody else, Jeff Trees, Casey Bremen, I don't know, Ilda, then chill the fuck out. That is all.
Information that I thought was safe. And what did you do? What did you do? Hey, Krusty, you still in here? You got the balls? Because I sure as fuck know you don't. Oh, and your little cease and desist order that you sent me, over a year ago or whatever in a text message, you dumb shit. It didn't qualify. I could have talked to you as much as I damn well wanted, but I was respectful. And you know what?
When was she ever respectful? I don't remember that part, but okay. Pop off, sis. You made fun of her, one of her issues that she had about OCD cleaning. How is that even? That's not respectful. Girl, bye. You sit up in these comments all day, acting like a certain way, and then acting completely different. Like, be you 100, because we know the truth.
I thought that everything that you did to me, I would just write you off. You broke Blue's heart. She called you auntie. Tyler was actually speaking to people. Now he shut the straight down after what you did.
Oh, now we get to play victim for Tyler, who, what was the word that Peter Hyatt said about the dad that was too high and didn't notice his daughter missing, and she wandered out and was abducted and actually killed. Attentive neglect. We get to blame people like Crystal for Tyler not opening up about what happened that day until somebody literally coached him. Chris McDonough on the interview room. Can it, sister?
You even hurt Dad. I sat with this woman day in, day out, going over every damn detail of the day Michael went missing, trying to figure things out, trying to figure out a timeline. Hey, dumb shit, guess what? It's an ongoing investigation, so the timeline's gonna change.
Need I remind you all that that's what Crystal was helping her with. I don't even know about the grandpa thing. I'm not even going to speak on it. Crystal, if you're in the chat, which I think you are, you can totally have your opinion on that or tell us what you think, but I have no idea. The timeline that you needed help with was Crystal and Kinsey and all these people helping you. So and Jamie, I guess. Dree, she was more of a hindrance on that than anything because she didn't help from what I understand. But anyway, that's what she was trying to do for you. And you're calling her a dumb shit because you can get your man's shit straight on the timeline? Girl, bye. This is your son. I am not okay with it. I will question you because of that behavior and what you're still doing. I want you to be clear. I want Tyler to be clear. I want Bob to be cleared. I want everyone to be cleared except for who actually did this to that boy. But I'm going to sit here and tell you all right now that just because there are 4 people on the screen, not this screen, but where's that fake, allegedly fake, new weird ass law enforcement, allegedly law enforcement approved. Anyway, you know the unfab 4. Just because they're up there, there's still other people. And until everyone is cleared, everything's on the table and it's still an active investigation. Sorry. My heart is with Michael.
3 minutes, you dumb shit! 3 minutes! You're a bitch! And you don't give 2 shits about my family, and you never did. So don't you sit in here and lie and say that you wish the best for me and my family. And Michael, you're a liar. You're a conniving piece of trash. What about when you pretended to be my sister when somebody was ransoming $10,000? Photoshop pictures of Michael and Summer Wells together, huh?
I don't know what the 3 minutes is, but I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this little moment right here. Let's talk about the photoshopped pictures of Summer and Michael that she's speaking of. Let's talk about it. One moment. You're going to want to stick around for this. Don't leave. Sorry, guys. Took me forever to reload my Discord. And it's not working. But I'm just going to explain it to you, and I'll try to put the receipts on a community page later. There was a horrible Photoshop of Michael and Summer by some asshole scammer who was just trying to get money from Brandi. And Brandi asked her to be Crystal to be a sister, to jump into the chat and talk to this dude. I don't really know the exact details. Sorry, guys, for the long pause. But either way, it was a dud, and it was just some scammer. That was it. But I don't know why she flipped it so hardcore against Crystal. I don't understand what Brandi was trying to say here. Sorry.
You have all that conversation? Did you hand that over to the FBI? Because I sure did. Watching me lose my mind day in and day out, and being interrogated by the FBI, the police, and you, because you said
So Crystal says no, someone else did. Meaning some random scammer that didn't go anywhere. It was just some asshole who was using horribly faked Photoshop pictures of Michael, and you could obviously tell it wasn't them, Michael and Summer. And was like, I will hurt them if you don't send this XYZ ransom. She was in the chat with Brandi, meeting Crystal and that guy. And Brandi told this dude that Crystal was her sister. It was they were both working together on this. So I don't understand what Brandi's trying to do here except for character assassinate, because they know that nobody else knows the context. But it sounds really bad. But honestly, Crystal did Brandi a solid, so I don't understand what she was trying to do here. But let's back up for a second. Can we think about this? And I know that it's almost 2 hours and we're going to wrap it up soon because it's late. But I want you to hear what she said.
you don't give two shits about my family, and you never did. So don't you sit in here and lie and say that you wish the best for me and my family. And Michael, you're a liar. You're a conniving piece of trash. What about when you pretended to be my sister when somebody was ransoming $10,000? Photoshop pictures of Michael and Summer Wells together, huh? You have all that conversation? Did you hand that over to the FBI? Because I sure did. Watching me lose my mind day in and day out, and being interrogated by the FBI, the police, and you.
Say what? What'd you say?
Watching me lose my mind day in and day out, and being interrogated by the FBI, the police, and you. Because you.
Wait. You were interrogated by who? Good. Dox me. I don't give a shit. Don Wells. That's funny.
Watching me lose my mind day in and day out, and being interrogated by the FBI, the police, and you.
Does that not alarm somebody else? Or am I alone on that? So she was interrogated by the FBI and the police and you, Crystal. The worst of the worst. Not the FBI, not PD, but you. When you were just trying to help her get a timeline together for the social media. And probably law enforcement, because her man wasn't doing it. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not Brandi. But that was the most alarming part of this whole rant. You just admitted it.
Now I gotta
Your mouth shut.
get shit.
Huh. Where's the rest of it? You are just as bad as those four there. You're a conniving piece of trash. Worthless. And I will never forgive you for what you did to me and my family, and mostly to Michael. I will never, ever, ever forgive you, ever. In my eyes, you are just as bad as those four that hurt my baby. And you rot in hell, because that's where you're going for what you've done.
So, to make it clear, Brandi is stating that, if I'm hearing her correctly, that it's all Crystal's fault for attentive neglect, for helping a timeline that never went anywhere. It's all her fault, right? And everybody out there who's listening for all of these different channels, think about that. When you say things that you don't know shit about, as Brandi likes to say it, running their damn mouths. You don't know why Crystal did what she did. You don't know what has been done to her. Who has doxed her? Who has exposed things that were not supposed to be out to the public world, but somehow her expired private investigator looking ass friend exposed with the help of a friend who works in the courts. Yeah, I said it. We know. And is that why you're so upset? Is that how you somehow lapsed into a year ago and got so mad because it reminded you of all the shit that, not that she put you through, but the shit that may be twisting some balls over there in Fruitland, Idaho? I think so. But to blame her or anyone else? To blame anyone else for the attentive neglect that was obviously done on July 27, 2021, and or before, is not her fault. And we love and support Crystal, and her safe place is here, no matter what. So all of you people who have an opinion one way or another who doesn't know the facts, check yourself and check the facts here first. And don't assume, because you know your girl Eve is coming with the receipts every time.
I'm sorry, Purple. I tried to keep my language the best I could. I'm sorry. But that woman, I have not said a damn thing about her. I have not talked about what she's done, and I've just rolled with the punches these past 668 days. Oh, you're going through something? My son is missing, you stupid bitch!
Yeah. We know. We're trying to fucking find him.
And I have to live every fucking day taking care of my family and bringing up shit that you did. You pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And then you got all butthurt and bitchy and whiny when I said, please, this is supposed to be my safe place. This is supposed to be where I can come and laugh and have a good time. And then you got all...
Now I understand what she's saying, Crystal. Crystal, you were jealous that she was spending time in the hand-picked creators that she specifically chose. Let's see, including the Trixie Star, Purple, Critters Doing Harm on the Farm. Because why? They didn't ask questions. They didn't ask any questions. Right? Let's see. think I have something here.
They do rag on Candace a lot, like especially the shit she does. Like, why aren't you're a mom? Why are you not? You're asking for money. Why are you not getting up and going to work? Why are you not?
Who are these people again?
I don't know.
Oh, you are so fucking helpful.
I told you last night. Trixie Star, we went over this today. Trixie Star, she's a moderator. Miss Daisy, she's Animals on the Farm. She doesn't have a huge following, but they're solely, like, seriously there to advocate for babies. And, yeah, it's not all the speculation and everything like that. They don't allow it.
You hear Tyler back there?
Candace raised $90,000 in one day. That's probably horseshit.
Duh.
You're muted. Beautiful.
Kenzie, what the fuck am I looking at here? Muted. You're muted.
See? Y'all just act like we don't know nothing and come out with these stupid ass bullshit theories about Dawn and Candace. We don't do that here. But I hate that this is the way that I have to prove it to you. So, handpicked, baby. Vetted and fine-tooth combed. You think that was a accident? But you tell me that's normal. That's the norm. That's what's on your mind, is handpicking creators because of what they do on Candace and Dawn's missing child's case. How unfortunate.
You got a weird and wishy-washy, and I think back on it now, and hindsight is 20/20, because how many times were you recording me, and then when you went to yell at your children that, oh wait, you only see God knows when, right? You'd mute then, but you were recording me. Huh? Where's the rest of it, dear?
Where's the rest of it? I'm not even going to acknowledge the fact that she just tried to slam and shame someone who does not have a missing child. However, moving on. Where's the rest of it, you wonder? Why is it so important?
Because it went on for what, at least 8 months, didn't it?
Woman, you didn't even know Crystal for that long. You only knew her for 3.5 months. It was the 8.5 month mark, though, when she stopped talking and you stopped talking to her, because she could not do it anymore. She was taking all of the flack for you and your man's lack of timeline and lies. So please understand that.
You ripped my heart out and you threw it on the ground and you shit all over it. You didn't give two shits. And in my opinion, that's that's the equivalent to doing it to Michael.
Brandi even goes as far as to blame Crystal and equivalent her to someone harming her child. What? You know what I would think is equivalent? Not Crystal recording me if I was in her shoes, which I God hope to never be in Brandi and Tyler's shoes. I really don't ever want to be in their shoes. But what's equivalent to me is someone who wasn't watching my child, who let them, when you knew damn well your man wasn't doing it for a while, and ruined relationships that you had with other friends because he was pissed about it. He was pissed about other people knowing how neglectful he was. Yeah, I said it. Somebody's got to.
So, I'm sweating my ass off. Am I a perfect person? No. Am I a perfect mother? No. Do I swear a lot? Yeah. Do I smoke? Yeah. Do I have a drink here or there? Yeah. Do I work? Yes. Do I take care of my family? Do I take care of my motherly duties day in and day out? Do I work with law enforcement day in and day out? FBI, the Cold Case Foundation, anybody that will possibly help me to get Michael home.
Allegedly, they aren't telling you much, though. That's what I hear in the Fruitland grapevine. They're not telling you anything.
You did nothing but try to destroy my family. And you almost succeeded. You were really close. But I am stronger than you. And I will always be stronger than you. And I will always be a better person than you.
Pop off, sis.
And that's where I will leave it. And that is all I'm ever going to.
And here's where I'll leave it. As long as you are helping advocate for your son with some dignity, and as long as your man is doing the same thing by your side, and you are not complicit in any of it, including your man, soon to be husband, I think. Great. But I'm not going to stop. No one's going to stop covering Michael's case just because you have a hair up your ass about how she did it, meaning Crystal, and how I run my channel. I am not here to be your friend. Let's not forget the shit you've done to me, Brandi. You allowed 2 people in your life that you know well take things away from me and others. Try to get people fired. Try to get people Barstool checked when they're minding their own business and have nothing to do with your son's disappearance. This was you before Michael went missing. This was always you. Sometimes it makes me wonder. Just like Dawn Wells' lies made Summer Wells the victim, was your behavior what made Michael a victim? Guys, thank you so much for your time. Justice for Michael, Summer, and Lina. Thank you for being here over 2 hours with me. You don't know how much that means to me. I want the truth and nothing but the truth, and I won't stop. Much love to you. As you know, I say, drink your water, hug yourself, your babies, your fur babies, your grandbabies. Don't stop speaking the truth for these missing babies, and I will see you on the next live. Bye, guys. Much love.
cry.